Welcome on this very special day. You recognize this young man? He was playing here when he was 13, 6 years ago. And he's not just a passionate of the piano, he loves basketball. Ricky Kam, he looks a little bit Chinese, ni hao, to our friends in China who are watching live, but he's actually Swiss and he speaks perfect Swiss German. Alles gut?
Super, ja, merci.
Also, we'll see him later. Thank you, Ricky. We are here at the Olympic House, in the tent, in the garden, exactly on the day 6 years after we inaugurated the, at that time, most sustainable office building in the world. One of the many achievements in this 12 years term of Thomas Bach. And this is key today. This key has been designed by André Ricard, who did as well design the Barcelona torches for the Olympic Games '92. This key has been produced at the time of Juan Antonio Samaranch when he handed over to Jacques Rogge. Jacques Rogge handed over to Thomas Bach. And today, there is another handover ceremony. But before we start the ceremony, let me invite another artist that you maybe have seen already. She is from Paris. She played last year at the opening of the IOC session in Paris. She's a violinist. And you have seen her maybe as well in this film, Change or Be Changed. There she played Beethoven's Ninth. Today, and therefore if you can, please stand, she will play the Olympic anthem to start the ceremony. Manon Gali. Merci, Manon. Please take your seats, except one. Christoph, you don't have to take your seat. Please allow me to invite the Director General of the International Olympic Committee to the lectern, Christoph de Kepper.
Mesdames et Messieurs, ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to have among us the IOC President Thomas Bach and the IOC President-elect Kirsty Coventry. A warm welcome goes to the Swiss Federal Council and the head of the Federal Department of Defense, Civil Protection and Sports of Switzerland, Mr. Martin Pfister. Bienvenue aussi au président du Grand Conseil du canton de Vaud, Monsieur Jean-François Thuillard, et au syndic de Lausanne, Monsieur Grégoire Junot. We have with us the Director General of the United Nations at Geneva, Mrs. Tatiana Valo-Vaya. Dear IOC members, IOC honorary members, and members of honor, Dear President of the Association of Olympic Summer Federations, Mr. Ingmar de Vos. Dear President of Winter Olympic Federation, Mr. Ivo Ferriani. Dear President and Secretary General of the International Federations, welcome. A warm welcome goes also to the President of the Association of the National Olympic Committees, Mr. Robin Mitchell, and the Presidents of all Continental Olympic Associations. The President of the Chinese Olympic Committee, Mr. Gao Zidane, and the President of Swiss Olympic, Mrs. Ruth Metzler. Our commercial partners, and last but certainly not least, our athletes and Olympians in this room. Welcome on Olympic Day 2025 and to this handover ceremony.
You all remember, thank you, Christoph, you all remember September 2013, and here we are, almost 12 years later. Can you imagine how difficult it is to put 12 years term of a president into a 4 minutes video? Let's try. 4 minutes, compressed, 12 years. Enjoy.
We know that the Olympic Games cannot create peace, but the Olympic Games can create a culture of peace that inspires the world.
I have the honor and the pleasure to announce that the 9th President of the International Olympic Committee is Thomas Bach.
Dès son élection, il s'est dit il faut absolument qu'on change le mouvement olympique, qu'on l'amène à la modernité.
To live together under one roof in harmony with tolerance and without any form of discrimination for whatever reason.
One thing that I learned from Thomas is his passion about the Olympic movement and how he understands the importance of the Olympic movement and sport to the world.
To lead such a huge organization with more than 200 countries, to reform it, to innovate, change it.
We welcome the refugee Olympic team.
He cares a lot about the athletes to be able to help the underserved who have no possibilities.
Even though we are refugees, we are just athletes at the end of the day. We are just like any other athlete that represent the country.
We are recognizing you as part of our family. You're not outsider, you're not leftovers.
Marching together as Korea.
You will inspire us all to live together in peace and harmony.
Thomas always said, what I think is important for the Olympic movement is to create unity in diversity. And he has created that.
This has been sustained through enormous challenges, and his leadership deserves full credit for that.
Let us cherish this moment. Finally, we are all here together.
That was an Olympic of hope for the world.
Thomas Bach suggested to add a fourth word to that Olympic motto: faster, higher, stronger, together.
With a truly exceptional Olympic Winter Games Beijing 2022, we welcome China as a winter sport country.
I think one thing that President Bach did super well was introducing this sense that the games are for everyone, sports are for everyone, they can happen anywhere.
Nous allons tous ensemble vivre de Jeux olympiques plus inclusifs, plus urbains, plus jeunes, plus durables.
L'esprit olympique, c'est ce qui a soufflé pendant le mandat du président Bach. Et cette soif de réformes indispensables pour l'avenir du mouvement olympique.
I think he has done a tremendous job for the Olympics. It's younger than ever, it's more vibrant than ever, it is more interesting than ever.
La somme de choses qu'il a fait pour l'olympisme, c'est quelque chose d'absolument considérable.
I'm grateful on behalf of Pierre de Coubertin because Thomas Bach is, quite honestly, one of the most inspiring figures of the Olympic movement that I've ever seen.
Thank you for making us dream. Thank you for making us believe in a better world for everyone.
And now is the moment. If it's too hot, I have the fan. But I would like to invite now, with great pleasure, le président du Comité international olympique, champion olympique 1976, the president of the International Olympic Committee, Olympic champion 1976, Thomas Bach.
Chers amis olympiques, dear Olympic friends, today is a day of gratitude. Today is a day of confidence. Today is a day of joy. There are many emotions I feel in this moment, but most of all, I feel gratitude. Gratitude above all to our beloved founder, Pierre de Coubertin, whose body rests just a stone's throw away from here, and whose heart lies in ancient Olympia. To him, we owe everything. I'm sure he's watching us from his Olympic heights with his familiar smile, and that he feels content to see our Olympic movement flourishing, true to his vision and more relevant than ever. As my mandate as IOC president comes to an end, I'm deeply grateful because I've never walked this path alone. I'm thankful to so many, but first and foremost to all of you, my dear fellow IOC members. Your trust, your support, your friendship have carried me throughout my presidency. From the beginning, Olympic agenda has been our compass. Today, we can say we have come full circle. We have reformed, we have renewed, we have united around the values that define our Olympic movement. The road we traveled was not always easy, but we could overcome even the most complex challenges by standing together, by being united. It is thanks to this unity that we could lead our Olympic movement to where we are today. For this,
I will always be immensely, immensely grateful to each and every one of you, my dear fellow IOC members. I'm deeply touched by your decision to elect me as your honorary president for life. This is a gesture that means more than words can describe. A gesture I will carry in my heart for the rest of my life. Because everything that we achieved it together. The strength and relevance of our Olympic movement enjoys today would not have been possible without the dedication of the entire Olympic community. To everyone who brings our Olympic community to life, the athletes, the national Olympic committees and international federations, our top partners and media rights holders, and our devoted IOC staff guided by our Director General. Each of you has shaped this, our shared Olympic journey, in your own way. Your belief in our mission, your unwavering support, I have felt it every step. In difficult moments, it was your support that helped us navigate forward. Without all of you, the Olympic movement would not be where it is today. Thanks to your dedication, we could strengthen the relevance of our Olympic movement and make the Olympic values resonate more than ever. This is why I'm grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you, dear friends, from the bottom of my heart. We have seen what unity can achieve. On so many occasions, the international community has recognized the relevance of our Olympic movement. The role of sport in society is acknowledged more than ever and around the globe. This relevance forms the solid foundation on which we can build a bright future together. A future rooted in our values, supported by our unity, guided by our mission. Today is a day of confidence. Confidence in our bright future. Confidence because of what this leadership transition has confirmed about our Olympic movement. The strength of our unity in all our diversity, the enduring power of our Olympic values, and the timeless relevance of our Olympic mission. Today, I see the same purpose, energy, and unity alive in our new leadership. And this gives me confidence that our next chapter will even be brighter. This is why I believe with all my heart that the Olympic movement is ready for the future. Today is a day of joy. The joy of passing the torch to a new generation. On this Olympic Day, a new chapter opens before us, full of opportunities, carried by fresh energy and renewed purpose. This is the moment to celebrate the enduring vitality of our shared mission entrusted to us 131 years ago on this very day by our founder, Pierre de Coubertin. This gratitude, this confidence, this joy fill me with a deep sense of peace. Today I stand before you with a hopefully clear mind, but for sure with a full heart, knowing that I have given all I could to the Olympic movement. I have dedicated myself to our mission, to the values we all hold dear, and to serving you with integrity and commitment. This gratitude, confidence, and joy allow me to pass on the torch with serenity, knowing that together we have done everything we could to strengthen the Olympic values for generations to come. With this strengthened relevance, the Olympic values resonate far beyond the world of sport, inspiring billions of people across all continents with a unifying power of sport. When I stood before you at the IOC session in Paris, I announced that I would not continue as IOC president beyond my mandate, because I truly believe that new times call for new leadership. At our last session in Greece, you, my fellow IOC members, have elected this new leader. You have placed your trust in someone whose life story is deeply rooted in the Olympic movement. As an Olympian, she knows what it means to live the Olympic values. She knows how to lead with courage. She is driven by a desire to give back to our Olympic movement that has shaped her life. Now she makes history, Mrs. Kirsty Coventry. With her election, you have also sent a powerful message to the world. The IOC continues to evolve. As the first female and first African to hold this position, and indeed the youngest IOC president since Pierre de Coubertin, she reflects the truly global nature and the youthful, forward-looking spirit of our Olympic community. Over the past months, I had the privilege to work closely with our president-elect. This transition has been everything we hoped it would be: smooth, respectful, and forward-looking. In this time, we have built a strong bond, from Olympian to Olympian. I know she will lead our beloved Olympic movement with conviction. She will lead it with integrity and always putting our values first. She brings her own unique style and her own dynamic perspective. She has a new voice that resonates with the young generation. This is why I say full of confidence. From tomorrow on, with Kirsty Coventry, the Olympic movement will be in the best of hands. This is why I'm at peace. This is why my heart is full of gratitude, full of confidence, full of joy. And in this spirit of gratitude, confidence, and joy,
I hand over the keys of Olympic House to Mrs. Kirsty Coventry, the 10th President of the International Olympic Committee.
Thank you, President Bach. You've been sharing with us over the past few days that you've had some valleys of tears, so thank you for starting me early. I would like to warmly welcome all of you here today. It is really wonderful to look around the room and see so many important people all together, and we're all responsible for this incredible movement that we get to be a part of. President Bach, the movement has been served by you, as you just mentioned, with pure passion and purpose for 12 years. You have kept us united through some of the most turbulent times, and you've led us to an incredible Paris, which I hope was one of the best ways we could all say thank you. Those memories that we shared together from Paris, from watching the video again last night, it brings tears to everyone's eyes, and everyone still gets goosebumps. The Games were a great way to have at least a bit of recognition for all the incredible work that you've done, and I hope a small, incredible, good way to send you off. But as you said, you're our honorary president, and we look forward to making you proud in the future. You've left us with many legacies, one of those being together. And that's something that I hope we all feel today. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for leading us with all that passion and that purpose for so many years, and never wavering once from our values. It means a lot, especially in today's world. One of my very first meetings as a new member of the IOC Athletes Commission with you, with Danka, who I can't see, and Tony, there she is, and James, who's not here with us, but I'm sure watching online. You told us, even though you'll be at the very back of the room, I want to see your hands raised and I want to hear you. And that stuck with us as athletes. And it made a huge difference, because from the very first moment you set the tone, and as we heard from Nicole last night, you've been setting the tone ever since. This will stay with me, always learning to listen and to respect others. So thank you again for those lessons. To all of my family and friends who have always kept me grounded, some of my closest friends still would not be able to tell you what race I swam in at all through any of my career. And this helped because it kept me grounded and focused and humble. I was very fortunate to have strong women around me from a very early age, from my grandmothers to my mom, to many of you women here in this room today, to my coach, Kim, who I also don't know where she is, but she's here today. Oh, there she is, Kim. Kim, in Athens in 2004, our very first medal, your little baby was 7 months old. My little baby today is 7 months old too. Who knew the things that you would be teaching me outside of the pool? Not just to be a great athlete, but to be a great mom and a great wife. I'm hoping that I imparted a little bit of knowledge to you. One of those things being geography. When Kim came to first meet me, it was suggested that she stay in Cape Town and have a casual 2-hour drive up to Harare the next day. I had to very politely tell her that that would be a 3-day straight drive, and by the time her trip came to an end, she would not have seen me because she would have not reached Harare yet. So I'm hoping, through all of our years, I've at least imparted a little bit more better geography for you. To my husband Ty, Ella, and her little sister Lily, you guys are my rocks, my inspiration. You make me a better person, you make me a better mum, a better wife. And Ella and Lily, you are my constant reminders of why we do what we do every single day. You are a constant reminder of why this movement is relevant, why it needs to change, why we need to embrace the new ways. And you'll be a constant reminder for many years to come on the decisions that we all take together. Ty, you have always stood by my side and never said no. And I appreciate that because that is something that doesn't come very often. So thank you. I love you guys. To my mum and dad who are here today, who would have thought so many cake sales and selling of burgers would ever have led to this moment? There were many, many hundreds of cakes and thousands of hamburgers sold so that they could sacrifice sending me and my teammates on our next adventure. And I'm so grateful to both of you for everything that you've done. I'd also like to thank all of the parents in the room and all of those millions of parents around the world for the sacrifice that they make daily for their children to achieve their dreams. To the Olympic movement and our incredible Olympic family, how lucky are we? We get to work on creating a platform that is going to allow for generations to come, to allow for them to reach their dreams. It's amazing. It's incredible. And I can't believe that in 1992, when I had the dream of going to the Olympic Games and winning a gold medal for Zimbabwe, that I'd be standing here with all of you getting to make those dreams come true for more young people around the world. Anita, John, and Alex, who's watching over us. All three of you throughout the last 13 or 14 years, at some point in time, spoke to me about how, as IOC members, we are guardians of this movement. As the Olympic movement, as federations, as NOCs, as our sponsors and our partners, we are the guardians of this incredible platform. And it's not just about a multi-sport event. It's a platform to inspire. It's a platform to change lives. And it's a platform to bring hope. These are not things taken lightly. And I'm looking forward to working with each and every one of you to make sure that we continue to inspire, continue to change lives, and in our divided world today, continue to be a beacon of hope. My 6-year-old Ella the other day pointed out a spider web in the garden. And she was pointing out how the spider web is made, and how strong it is, and how resilient it is against the bad weather, against the other little critters. But if one tiny little piece of that spider web breaks, it automatically becomes weakened. Our movement, each and every single one of you, is that spider web. It's complex, it's beautiful, and it's strong. But it only works if we work together and if we remain united. Every single one of you plays a very significant role in our very important ecosystem. Working together over these next few years and consistently finding ways to strengthen and keep united our movement will ensure and will allow for all of us that we can wake up daily and continue to inspire the next generation, to continue to change lives, and most importantly, to make dreams come true. I am really honored that I get to walk this journey with you, and I cannot wait for anything that lies ahead, because I know I have the best team to support me and our movement in these next 8 years. Thank you so much for being here with all of us today, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for the next 8 years as we take on this journey. Thank you.
Swimming kind of chose me a little bit in a way.
Kirsty, the little fish. She's a little fish. Loving the water.
What's your ambition in swimming?
My ambition is one day to get to the Olympics.
Kirsty Coventry from Auburn, only a freshman, one of 2 freshmen in the finals here from Auburn.
My name is Kirsty Coventry. I'm an Olympic swimmer.
In lane 5, representing Zimbabwe, Kirsty Coventry.
I think that is something that's important to both of us. And then we have my foundation and academy back home, impacting our youth, giving back and giving children opportunities to play sport and become confident. My name is Kirsty Coventry. I'm the Zimbabwean IOC member, Athlete Commission. I'm excited because the Olympic movement has meant so much to me and my life. It's going to be really cool to throw myself into that. You always hear about the power of sport and how it can improve things. So to play a small role in that, that's probably the best thing that I've had to experience through my career.
The 144th IOC session has elected as the 10th president of the International Olympic Committee, Mrs. Kirsty Coventry.
From the bottom of my heart, and now we've got some work together.
This was the staff picture when Kirsty Coventry, as president-elect after her return from Greece, was for the first time in the Olympic House, and a part of the staff is here in the room as well. Welcome as well to you. I'll give you a little bit of time just to breathe and relax before we come to the next moment. And from basically a passionate Olympic swimmer to a passionate piano player. Let's bring Ricky back. I told you he likes basketball. He wants to study. What do you think he's studying? Sport because of basketball? Music because he loves piano? No way. He wants to become a medical doctor, so he goes for medicine. As we are all just among us, I can tell you, he played already basketball with the university team, despite the fact he's not even at the university. And they became third in the national Swiss championships. For medical, you need to have fast fingers, precise fingers, and this we'll see now with a version, a variation, a Ricky variation of the Turkish March, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, Sonata number 11. Ricky. Ricky, come. He was 5 years old when he played with four hands with another great player, Lang Lang. 5 years. Thank you, Ricky. We'll see you in a moment again. In front of me is sitting one person that dedicated all his life to his passion, to the sport, fencing, but to all the other sports, and to you, the Olympic family. He always has put, and I think in the future will put, athletes first. What can better happen if now one Olympic champion honors another Olympic champion with the highest honor granted by the International Olympic Committee to individuals who have rendered outstanding services to the Olympic cause through their contribution to the Olympic movement. You know which one is the highest one? The Olympic Order. Therefore, it's really a great pleasure to now invite the 10th elected president of the International Olympic Committee, Kirsty Coventry, to come up on stage for this very special award of the Olympic Order. Kirsty.
Thank you, Jochen, who for the very first few IOC sessions I always thought was the voice of God. So now I know exactly who that was behind the scenes. Members, Olympic family, it is one of my greatest honors that I get to do this today. President Bach, I have been watching over the many years. You have this honor. And I'm extremely honored because as a movement we've chosen to give this recognition to you, as I said, for your passion, for your commitment, for your purpose. But I get to give you the Olympic Order in gold as my very first Olympic Order. And I'm very excited about that. Over the last few weeks, there have been an incredible amount of memories that have been shared with all of you, with President Bach. And in most of those, I have been able to be a part of it. There have been a common theme of words that have come up: passionate, purpose, respect, values, and together. And this is a legacy that will stay with all of us for an extremely long amount of time. You are not just a leader, but a friend to so many of us. You gave my husband and I the great honor of calling Ella a princess, which makes it quite difficult when you try to call her Ella, because she prefers to be reminded as Mr. President called me princess. But that just shows the warmth that you have for us and for our families, and how all aspects of us were more than just members to you. And that's what I think will stay with each and every one of us. So thank you for that commitment and that time that both you and Claudia have given to us as a movement. Mr. President, Thomas Bach, in recognition of your outstanding merit in the cause of world sport and your faithfulness to the Olympic ideal as illustrated by Pierre de Coubertin, renovator of the Olympic Games, I have the honor to award you the Olympic Order in gold. Please come up.
Wow. I'm not sure if I can top now the Olympic order. I think we reached the peak. But let us give to both of you a humble, small gift with music. The together plays an important role here. The musicians, you have seen part of them already. They have never really worked together, except yesterday, for an hour. They trained, they rehearsed. And the result, you will see in a moment. Please welcome the musicians that you have already seen on stage, Ricky Kam, Manon Gali, but we'll add some two more. We'll have Maureen. Maureen, originally from Cameroon, but a staff member of the IOC. From the Olympism 365 team, I see a proud James McLeod. And we have Abdullah. Abdullah is professional musician from here, from Lausanne, but originally from Senegal, Dakar. If that's not a hint, for the next year and for the Youth Olympic Games, the first Olympic Games on the African continent. I don't say the title. You can imagine. Ricky, Maureen, Abdullah, Manon. Stronger together. What a wonderful image with the President and President-elect. Just for a technical note, the President is the President till midnight, so Kirsty can actually still enjoy the party. The responsibility is on him the next hours. Ladies and gentlemen, merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. For all of you here, for the audience globally, worldwide, this concludes this ceremony of the handover. But wait. We want still to do a picture, a group picture with the